Hi, I'm Maria Panta, and today I will be talking about how food is related to cancer risks. Specifically, I chose to research about the relation of alcohol and cancer. My research question here is, how does alcohol consumption affect the development of cancer? So in order to dive into this question, we first need to know what is cancer. So to answer that question, cancer is a cellular mutation that causes cells to divide uncontrollably. And what these cells being divided to are what we call abnormal cells. And so these abnormal cells want to invade nearby tissue so that they can spread successfully to other parts of the body and essentially disrupting the body's ability to work properly. The next step we need to think about is what exactly is going to happen when alcohol enters the body. So we know that alcohol divides cells, but what else do we need to know here? So the first thing that happens when you take your first sip of alcohol, it is going to enter your bloodstream and break down into a specific substance called acetaldehyde. This substance is very toxic, and it is what is going to divide those cells and create cell mutations, eventually damaging those protein cells and their DNA. And the sad news is when these DNA cells are being ruined, your body will become very weak and will not be able to function properly. The two main organs in the body that are going to most likely be hit by the toxic substance first will be the liver and kidney, and that is just because the liver's main job is to remove any toxic substance that could destroy the body and the cells being made in there. But if continuous alcohol is entering the body, the liver will become a lot weaker and that will affect your body's immune system, making it more prone to illnesses and viruses. So now that we've learned what cancer is and what alcohol wants to do to our bodies, we can now take a step back to think why alcohol is so important to consider. Alcohol is a very addictive substance that we need to be mindful of, and it is a habit that many people can develop at a very young age. Drinking habits can begin from genetics, family, elder influence, peer pressure, and many other factors we may not be aware of. And when it becomes addicting, it can be very hard to quit, which can lead to many health issues. So what kind of cancers can be caused by alcohol? The most common cancers that we're going to be talking about today is female breast cancer, liver cancer, mouth and upper throat cancer. And the first experiment I looked at was an animal study. The goal of this study was to find out if drinking alcohol affects the spread of cancer into specific organs like the liver. In order to do this, the animal study had groups of mice assigned to different alcohol intake patterns. Some were assigned to drink before injection, others during, and some after injection. They then checked for cancer spread to the liver by counting tumor nodules, looking at tissue samples, weighing the livers, and using a special method to track cancer cells. And in conclusion, drinking alcohol regularly made colon cancer spread more to the liver in mice. It not only helped cancer cells spread and settle in the liver, but also changed how the liver functions. It caused inflammation and weakened the body's ability to fight the cancer, which made the spread of cancer to liver happen even faster. The second experiment I looked at was a human observational study, specifically testing if alcohol consumption could increase risk of breast cancer in women. So for the method of this study, they had to collect data from 1992 to 2004. They chose to collect data from a large group of women over this period of time to find the connection and proof of alcohol increasing breast cancer risk specifically. And in conclusion, consuming alcohol for a woman was found to have an increasing risk of breast cancer, looking at the different levels of hormones in women who were drinking and also those who developed tumors from drinking. In the third experiment I looked at, the goal was to figure out how cancer could spread to head and neck from drinking alcohol and how age, ethnicity, and gender could potentially play a role in increasing the individual's risks. The type of study was a human cohort study, and the method was data being collected from over 12,000 individuals of Korean male ethnicity who were over the age of 40. Self-reported questionnaires were also collected by those individuals who have different drinking habits, and they were used to examine the impact of alcohol in head and neck cancer. In conclusion, there was a positive relationship found between head and neck cancer, including information about the risk factors from daily drinkers versus frequent drinkers, and the increasing risk of alcohol consumption was specifically found in cancers of the oral cavity, pharynx, and larynx, which are all found in the head and neck. Lastly, I want to go over the importance of alcohol awareness and what we can keep in mind in order to prevent excessive and chronic drinking. Two main areas I want to touch upon are the prevention of young drinking and prevention of malnutrition while drinking. So first, looking at prevention of young drinking, kids may start drinking very young ages, and found in an ASCS study, 80% of college students drink and about half of those binge drink. And to address the prevention of young drinking, it is important to educate, talk openly, and enforce rules. And secondly, prevention of malnutrition while drinking. Choosing healthy snacks is very important while drinking in order for the body to handle alcohol better. Drinking water and staying hydrated is very important to keep your body under control. And lastly, eating balanced meals before drinking as well as after to keep the body healthy and able to repair itself. In conclusion, I hope you guys were able to learn what cancer is, the relationship of cancer and alcohol consumption, what different cancers can be caused from drinking, and the impact of chronic alcohol consumption developing cancer. Lastly, how to prevent alcohol consumption. These are my sources, and thank you for watching.